It may seem that the story of you is chaotic. However, in reality, it is not. The more stories you pass through, the more likely you will be to piece it into one whole picture. Use every possible opportunity. The truth is somewhere close.
Okay, well, that just started up. Cool. Hi, my name is Farodic and welcome to My Name is You. So apparently this is a novel type of game and it is highly rated on Steam. So I wanted to check it out, see what this game is all about. Um, I heard some pretty good stories about this game, so here we go.
I suppose I will start at the very beginning.
Please do. Do I have to do anything? I have to click.
Chapter 1. Once upon a time, there lived you. Despite his unusual name, his life was hardly any different from others. It was an unusually usual day when he was getting ready to go to work.
Okay.
2 hours of sleep. What a formality, he said to himself, glancing at his watch.
Don't we all?
He was used to working at night, just as he was used to never having days off.
Hardworking guy, okay.
That morning, the buttons on his shirt were fastened faster than usual. This was not by chance. The tear-off calendar boldly declared Friday, April 3rd. It reminded him that there were only 3 work days before his holiday, and there was no room for mistakes. His room in a communal apartment was not very big, so it did not take him long to pack. Having got dressed, he quietly walked past the neighbors' rooms into the hallway.
Ooh, sound effects, cool.
Somebody was snoring loudly in the furthest room, which caused you to smile for some reason.
Yeah. Okay.
He walked up to the front door and accidentally stepped on a pile of letters. Picking up the envelopes, he saw his name on one of them. You automatically put it in his pocket and walked out.
Oh yeah, you was the name of the person that we are. Okay, I get it. I was confused for a
The
second.
thought that next Sunday, a huge stone would be removed from the entrance to the crypt of his existence by the power of labor legislation kept you going.
Oh. Um. Read the letter, I think? Maybe? Hurry up to. Wait. Hurry up to work, maybe.
The trip to work took him by several blocks.
Okay.
He considered early morning to be an extremely pleasant time of day. Universal euphoria. Although euphoria usually precedes inevitable death.
Okay, that took a quite turn.
As soon as he went into the park, he saw a kid in ragged clothes running away from a pack of stray dogs. His eyes caught a swiftly ticking clock hand.
Help him.
Even though Yu had been scared of dogs since childhood, he was going to run to the kid's aid. But the latter stumbled and fell down on the pavement, and the dogs lost all interest in him.
Okay.
Yu had nothing to do with the outcome of events, but he was filled with pride for his desire to help the boy that he did not even know.
Yes.
It made him come up to the kid, who was sitting on the ground with a bloody knee and a toothless smile, not because of the fall, but due to his age. Yu was about to give the kid a handkerchief with his initials on it when he noticed it had fresh traces of his own blood. So he just asked, Can I do something for you?
Thank you, sir. I am okay. They did not mean to hurt me.
At that moment, Yu saw his boss in the distance and hurried to work, shouting a quick, "Be careful," over his shoulder.
Why is that?
On the way to the office, the thought about how strange it felt to be addressed as Sir bounced around in his head. Although he had passed a 30-year-old milestone, he felt closer to the kid with a bloody knee than to Sirs of any kind, even the least important of them. Yu went up 3 flights of stairs and found himself on the top floor. It was the office of the insurance company where he worked.
Okay.
The door was unlocked. Was he late?
I don't think so.
He tried to walk in, but was stopped by a stranger. "Wait! Where are you going?"
To work?
Before Yu could give a proper response to the cad, his boss came up the stairs, struggling to catch his breath, and did it himself. "Let him in."
Let him in.
Both entered the office, and the boss walked Yu to his desk, where he explained the situation to him in private.
Which situation?
"That is Frank, my distant relative. He needs to do an internship, so he is going to work here for a while."
Okay, sure.
"As who?" "As a security guard." To avoid any further questions, the boss turned around and went to his office. An internship as a security guard in an insurance company, fitting in 2 rooms. Ridiculous. If I was blessed with a writing talent, I would definitely immortalize this, you thought.
No. Thought you. But yeah, why the fuck do you need a security guard for that?
You got down to some clerical work.
Okay, cool.
You found a moment and took the morning letter out of his pocket. Glancing at the address line, a chill went through Yu's body for a split second. From Dorina.
Who's Dorina?
Yu was confused by the seal on the envelope, indicating the place of departure. No Leaf Grad.
Sounds like a name of PUBG, but sure.
Is she really coming back to Kenot? He said out loud.
You live in Kenot?
Suddenly, there was a curious voice saying, "Who is coming?"
Me.
Yu did not answer and continued reading. "Dear Yu, my doctor's suspicions are confirmed. I have the same disease that struck you. I thought it over and decided that we need to break up. It may seem that something like this should bring people closer, but it would be unfair to myself. We can have our last date on the morning of April 3rd in the Seafront Cafe, and then I will leave Kenot and go abroad."
Okay.
He felt dizzy.
That's fucked up. Go to the cafe. She is going away, right? So why not?
You hurried to the cafe. It is uncertain whether he actually wanted to find her there or hoped for the opposite. One way or another, when he was in the appointed place, Dorina was not there.
She fooled me.
All emotions left you in an instant. He saw the kid on the porch of the cafe veranda. The kid was looking at him, squinting in an odd way. "Why are you squinting?"
That freaking voice and the sentiment in his sentence. Why are you squinting? Oh.
I am not. I mean, I closed my eye on purpose.
Did you know?
Go ahead. Close one eye.
Okay. Yes.
You covered his right eye
Oh.
with his hand to humor the kid.
Bleh.
Feels strange. Do not open. I did it to remember about the mercy that life bestows on us.
Sure.
You get used to having just one eye, and then it turns out you have another.
No shit, Sherlock.
Or here's another thing.
Can I open my eye now?
Hold your breath.
No. I'm gonna die. Oh, that's the end of chapter 1. Okay. Nikita Kev. Well done. Good job. Cool. You. It's you. Cool. Wait. Wait. It says right here there are more chapters. Hold on for a second. It said in the beginning that there are multiple endings, multiple stories. Right?
I suppose I will start at the very beginning. Chapter 1. Once upon a time, there lived...
Okay.
Despite...
So what if I choose the other thingies?
he was
Does that
used to-
change a bit? Okay, yes,
This
yes, we
was
all
not-
got that.
It-
So what if I read the letter first? Oh wait,
Some-
maybe if I read the letter first, then I'm on time for the arena, right? Read the letter.
Glancing at the address line, a
Yes.
chill went through Yu's...
Okay, yes.
Yu was confused by...
So that's the same.
Is she really coming? He felt...
Yeah, I felt dizzy. Go to the cafe. Maybe then I got to see her?
Although Yu suffered from excessive hypochondria, he really had an incurable illness.
Okay.
He clearly remembered the day when he heard the diagnosis. Since that moment, he stopped counting new birthmarks on his body. He seemed shaken up after reading the letter, but not surprised.
Why though?
He tried to squeeze out a tear to see if he was still capable of showing emotions.
Oh, is that why he sounds like...
Alas, he just welled up a little. Yu decided that it was because he had drunk a large amount of coffee, which dehydrated his already dried up body.
Sure, that's the reason.
Approaching the seafront, he tried to spot Darina.
Is she there?
It did not take him long to find her.
Is there?
There she was, at the cafe table.
There we go.
She probably had no clue how much he appreciated her starting the conversation. Usually, you are late.
I was in a different universe.
I am tired. I hope you understand me.
Understand what?
But he did not. Having overcome his anxiety, he squeezed out a handful of words.
Ask her to stay, agree with parting. What if I ask her to stay? She doesn't, I
Do
think.
not go away.
No way.
Let's try once more.
Too late. I have put up with my life for the sake of old age. Now, there will be no old age.
Okay.
There had always been a gap of misunderstanding between them. He had embraced his illness long ago, and resignedly yielded to his ailment with a loud, "Make yourself at home." It seemed that he had become closer to his illness than to Darina.
That's a weird thing to do, but sure.
He got distracted thinking about himself and missed her meaning. Reflections on how to rebuild his life from the very beginning prevailed over the others. He was not ready to renew his relationship with himself, so he mentally grasped at the crumbles of the past seeping through his crucified palms.
Oh.
I am sorry. I have made my decision. I do not know why I arranged this meeting.
Then leave.
She paid for the bill and left.
Oh wow, she does leave. Oops.
Yu froze in place, at first not daring to say anything, and then resigned himself to the role of a scapegoat thrown into the unknown. For some reason, he saw something noble in their breakup.
That's what.
Yu was sure that he went to work immediately after the meeting. But when he came to his senses, he realized that he was on an unfamiliar street, cloaked by dusk. Despite the fact that the street seemed to be deserted, he felt someone's heavy presence.
Is it the Reaper?
Turning to a rustle behind his back, Yu impaled his chest on a knife, squeezed in the hands of a long familiar figure.
Greetings from the past.
What?
Whether from pain or surprise, Yu could not utter a single word. The murderer carefully took out the blade and laid your motionless body on the ground. Blood flowed through the cold mosaic of paved stones. The corners of Yu's mouth spread into a smile.
Wait, I'm just dead? I'm dead? Really? Okay, let's try that again. Okay, so I read the letter first. I went to the cafe first. So I asked her to stay before, so I'm gonna do this one. Agree with the parting? See what that's all about?
He seemed to be ready for such an outcome and did not hold a grudge against her.
I'm gonna die.
Nodding
well.
goodbye to her, Yu hurried to work.
Oh,
He was almost there when he saw his boss enter the office building. He took it as his personal failure, although his watch showed that he still had several minutes.
okay, you're a workaholic. Sure.
Yu had barely got into the office when he noticed two male silhouettes behind him. He turned around and saw his boss and a man he had never seen before, a little further away.
Is that Frank or whatever his name was?
To avoid unnecessary explanations, Yu took a badge from his table and pointed to it. Yes, despite the fact that there was no live communication with clients, the work charter required to wear a name tag, probably to remember your name.
And that's how important you are in a freaking company.
Wow, that's a very unusual name. Nice to meet you.
It was Frank, okay.
It is the only unusual detail of my life.
Oh, because your name is clear as the sky, right? Your name is your name.
Awkward pause hung in the air. The boss standing behind Frank frowned and cast a reproachful glance at Yu. Frank is our security guard starting today.
Yes, I know.
Oh, we have nothing to. A security guard. Some of my important documents are missing. There are only two of us. What kind of documents? That I cannot tell you.
Okay.
You mean you suspect me? No, I do not.
Then who?
Eliminating any opportunity to continue the conversation, the boss turned around and went into his office.
Sure?
The room plunged into silence. Yu got down to some clerical work. Yu was sitting at his sturdy desk, imagining again and again how the shelves, stocked with books on jurisprudence, would break loose due to their own weight from friable concrete and break his head. Allowing himself a little
Eh?
break, Yu took his diary from his table drawer and made a note.
What you gonna write?
I never took a plate of soup at school lunches, even when I really wanted to. I was afraid to spill it in front of everyone, but I could put it on the table, which seems to be my life's pattern.
Welcome to anxiety, my friend.
Feeling some satisfaction from writing that, he resumed work.
Good for you.
There was a rustle of the janitor's broom and the trill of birds outside the window.
More accurate than the clock,
You thought? Chapter 2.
Oh. Oh, we continue the chapters. What? Okay.
On the second day of work, every sip of coffee came out of his nose as blood. Covering his nose with his hand, Yu went to the restroom.
Uh-oh.
Excuse me. I wish I could narrate a little faster and keep you from getting bored. But it is difficult in my condition.
Is it because of your disease?
Let's continue.
Okay, sure.
Returning to his workplace, Yu saw Frank sitting at his table and leafing through his personal diary. Such violation of personal boundaries, it seemed, was about to put Yu out of temper.
Okay. Ask him to give it back or snatch it back. Ask him? Just ask him first?
give it to me.
Give it to me.
Here, take it. I was curious.
Oh, there we go.
In a moment, Yu hid his diary in the drawer of his desk. I am sorry if I offended you.
You didn't.
The incident seemed to be over, but Frank's intrusive nature got the better of him.
Why?
Can I ask you a question?
Oh god. Go ahead.
Why does everyone in your notes die?
Wait. What? And I wanna know.
Perhaps the lack of communication affected you. Unexpectedly for himself, he answered the question directly.
I'm not sure, but it seems to me that the desire to kill a self-protagonist in the text takes root in the desire to alienate the described situations from a real self.
I don't understand what you just said. It sounded deep.
You said it as if he had prepared an answer to this question a long time ago. Or, at least he had thought about it before.
I think he did. I did. You did.
Silence set in. Frank was embarrassed by his answer and tried to look understanding.
Exactly the same thing I would do, I think.
Well, more likely that it is just easier to kill.
True.
The office phone rang.
Answer the call.
As soon as you came up to the phone, the ringing stopped. He barely returned to his desk when the phone rang again.
Really? Answer the call.
As soon as you came up to the phone, the ringing stopped.
Really?
He barely returned to his desk when the phone rang again.
Is this gonna be a cycle? It is, isn't it?
As soon
Yeah, okay. This is just a vicious cycle. Okay. Ignore the call.
the ringing bored into his skull. Yu was buzzing together with the receiver. Yu involuntarily took off, but his head started spinning, and he was seeing dark spots.
Are you going to die again?
Holding onto the railing, Yu slid down the stairs and jumped out onto the street. he ran into his boss at the door, who stood there smoking.
Go to bed now. You can give me the rest of the papers tomorrow.
He did not have any strength left to work anyway. Although he left some things in the office, Yu was not in a hurry to go back. He sat down on the doorstep to rest. His vision was not particularly keen on the second day, so it took him a while to recognize a familiar face.
Serena?
Yu livened a
Oh.
little. A welcoming grin appeared on his face.
Hi, Max. Why are you not at work?
Who the fuck is Max?
I dismissed my students a little early. How are you feeling?
Horrible.
As usual, another night shift. If I was your father, I would have fired you long ago.
Why is that?
What will be left for me then?
Max answered with a question.
Do you want me to take your shift?
Oh, yes. Yes. I need to go home, right?
They let me go. But there is still a lot of work to do. Okay, I will talk to your father.
Wait, is his boss his own father?
Don't you dare.
Max had a fit of grunting coughing, to Yu's surprise. Max tried to hide it very hard, but Yu noticed blood on his palms, which he quickly hid in his pocket.
Uh-oh.
Yu decided to play along with his old friend, pretending that the latter had not given his secret away.
Tuberculosis? Maybe?
Max tried to quietly wipe the traces of blood with a handkerchief, the corner of which was still visible from the pocket of his coat. The handkerchief was way too familiar.
Is it the handkerchief that I gave to the kid?
It was Darina's
Oh,
handkerchief.
never mind. What are you doing with Darina's handkerchief? Do it.
What was that? What do you mean? I have a cold. There have been droughts in my classroom for 3 days.
No, I mean the handkerchief.
Yu looked at his own hands, counting his fingers. Boring, but quite expected. They were all there.
What?
He was clearly weaker than his friend was, but, having lost control of himself, he grabbed Max by the front of his shirt, which led to a clumsy brawl.
Uh-oh.
Max pushed Yu against his shoulder in an attempt to break away. Because of an insult or uneven stones on the pavement, Yu lost his balance and fell down, hitting the curb with the back of his head.
Am I dead again?
As if examining a painting, Yu fixed his dying look on his fingers and counted them. He counted them again and again.
And I died again. Oh my god. Are you fucking kidding me? Okay, so we got to chapter 2. This is an interesting story because I see what they mean by completing multiple endings, that you get the whole puzzle completed. Because some pieces fall together. I mean, his boss is his own father. You die multiple times, like he writes in his own diary, which Frank read that. This is interesting. I'm gonna end it right here. I don't think I will do a second episode. So if you want the other endings to see for yourself, just play the game for yourself. It is on Steam. I think it's $2 or $3 or something like that. So it's not that much. So thank you all. Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share. Watch the info to watch more videos that I have done. And I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.